Ladies and gentlemen, when we look at the design of the human brain, the neuroplasticity that reshapes with every trial, the hormone systems that surge in moments of stress to protect us, the resilience network built into our very neurons, we find a truth both ancient and scientific. You were created with capacity, not random capacity, divine capacity. And when the Qur'an declares, Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity, this is not merely a verse to comfort you. It is a reality imprinted into your biology, your psychology, your spirit, and your destiny. We often think struggle is a sign of weakness. But what if struggle is a sign of potential? What if the weight you feel pressing on you is not there to crush you, but to shape you, stretch you, and reveal the strength Allah already placed within you? Because strength is not learned when everything is comfortable. Strength is awakened when everything shakes. I have seen patients lying in hospital beds, surrounded by machines, defeated in body, yet their spirit refused to bow. Science can measure the breakdown of muscle under pressure, but it can also observe the miracle. Those very muscles rebuild stronger. And neuroscience confirms when the mind embraces challenge rather than fears it, new neural pathways form, increasing resilience. In other words, even your biology echoes heaven's decree. Hardship is not destruction. Hardship is transformation. Let me tell you a story. A young woman once sat in my office trembling. She had lost her job, her family support, and her sense of direction. She whispered, "Why would Allah let me break like this?" I looked at her and I said, "You are not breaking. You are being stretched. When a bow bends, it looks as though it will snap. Yet the bending is necessary for the arrow to fly. And some of you right now feel bent, pulled, stretched. But you are being prepared to rise further than you have ever gone before." There is a powerful phenomenon known in neuroscience as post-traumatic growth. We talk so much about trauma that we forget what comes after. Research shows that some individuals emerge from severe adversity not only healed, but stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and more spiritually grounded. They grow, they evolve, they rise. And the Qur'an foreshadowed this wisdom long before laboratories or brain scans existed. You do not simply survive hardship, you are elevated through it. You see, when the verse says Allah will not burden you beyond your capacity, it does not mean life will be easy. It means life will never break you without also building you. It means inside you exists a reserve of strength you haven't yet touched. It means your tears are not evidence of weakness. They are evidence of depth. The ocean roars, but it is the still pool that dries first. And as a neuroscientist, I can tell you, when you feel overwhelmed, your brain is not failing you. It is adapting, rewiring, learning how to survive pressure. Cortisol rises to protect you. Adrenaline sharpens your focus. Your cognitive networks search for solutions. Pressure wakes dormant power. Just as a seed must be buried before it can break open and rise, you must face darkness before you discover your light. You may look back at moments when you thought, "I can't take this." Yet here you are, breathing, standing, stronger than you were. If your past couldn't break you, why would your present destroy you? You have overcome before, and you will overcome again. The fact that you are still here is evidence that Allah's promise has always been true in your life, even when your heart was trembling. Faith is not the absence of hardship. Faith is the strength to walk through hardship with the belief that there is meaning in every moment, mercy in every trial, and purpose in every challenge. Neuroscience teaches us that meaning is the single greatest protective factor against despair. Meaning literally rewires the brain. It shields the mind from collapse. So when you experience struggle, don't say, "This is breaking me." Say, "This is shaping me. Allah believes I can handle this." and so I can. I once studied a phenomenon in extreme condition athletes, mountaineers, marathon runners, individuals who push their bodies to the edge. Physiologically, they felt they had reached their limit long before they actually had. The body wanted to stop, but the capacity was still there. Their breakthrough came when they understood that feeling overwhelmed is not the same as being defeated. And many of you are standing in that same psychological zone, where your emotions scream, "I am done." But your capacity, your soul, your God-given strength whispers, "Not yet. You are not finished. You are capable of more than you know." There will be nights when you cry and mornings when you wake up tired of being strong. That does not make you weak. It makes you human. Even prophets wept. Even the most faithful felt moments of heaviness. But every hardship carries a lesson. Patience is not passive waiting. Patience is active trust. It is saying, "I may not see the way yet, but I trust the one who guides." Sometimes Allah withholds relief because the strength you gain in the waiting is more valuable than the relief itself. A bird breaks its shell with struggle, and if you break the shell for it, it will never learn to fly. Do not rush the process designed to elevate you. Strength cannot be downloaded. It must be developed, lived, felt, fought for. Think of the caterpillar. It dissolves in darkness before it becomes the butterfly. The process is frightening, painful, hidden, yet necessary. You too may feel like parts of your life are dissolving, but Allah never dismantles a soul without preparing to rebuild it in greater form. Your struggle is not a tomb, it is a womb. And when Allah tests you, it is not because He is neglecting you. It is because He is training you. A teacher is quietest during the exam, but silence is not absence, it is trust. Allah knows what He placed inside you even when you doubt it. You may think you are in survival mode, but in truth, you are in strengthening mode. Every heartbreak softened your heart. Every setback sharpened your mind. Every loss deepened your wisdom. Every delay refined your patience. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Hardship is not the opposite of mercy. Hardship is a form of mercy because through it, Allah reveals your capacity, purifies your heart, deepens your reliance, and raises your rank. And when you think you cannot go on, remember this: your capacity is not measured by how you feel. It is measured by what Allah knows you can handle. And He knows you more than you know yourself. He crafted your soul. He engineered your resilience. He designed you with strength in your DNA. Faith and science, spirit and biology, if you look closely, they align. You are always stronger than you think you are. As stopped due to length. Reply, continue, and I will proceed without repeating anything. And sometimes strength does not look like roaring courage or dramatic triumph. Sometimes strength looks like simply waking up, showing up, taking one more step, breathing when your chest feels tight, whispering, "Why Allah?" when you don't even have the words for a full prayer. Do not underestimate those quiet victories. They are the steps that build mountains, the drops that form oceans. Healing is not sudden. Breakthroughs are not always explosive. Sometimes they bloom slowly, quietly, like light entering a closed room, one ray at a time, until suddenly everything is illuminated, and you ask yourself, when did the darkness fade? It faded on the days you did not quit. In the lab, we study the phenomenon known as neural resilience, the brain's ability to build new thought patterns, new responses to stress, new emotional balance. What we find is profound resilience grows not when life is painless, but when life is difficult but meaningful, when there is hardship and hope, when there is stress and trust, when the heart asks, why, but still chooses faith in the answer yet unseen. That is the moment the mind expands. That is the moment strength multiplies. That is the moment the human soul glows brightest. And if Allah did not believe you could handle this moment in your life, it would not be here. The fact that you are facing this trial is evidence you are capable of rising through it. I have never seen a person say, "I became wise when life was easy." Wisdom comes from weathering storms. Compassion is born from having felt pain. Faith deepens not on mountaintops but in valleys. Look at gold. It does not shine until it is put into fire. Diamonds do not form until they are under great pressure. In the womb of darkness, a seed breaks open. In the womb of difficulty, your greatness begins to emerge. Allah is not trying to break you. He is trying to birth in you a version of yourself you have never met. A stronger you, a braver you, a wiser you, a more faith-filled you. Sometimes He removes what you cling to so you will learn to cling to Him. Sometimes He empties your hands so He can fill your heart. Sometimes He closes a door not because He rejected you, but because He wants to redirect you. And yes, there will be moments when your heart feels tired. I will tell you as honestly as I can, tiredness is not defeat. Even the most powerful hearts need rest. Even mountains are carved by wind and water over time. Rest when you must, breathe when you feel overwhelmed. Hold yourself gently. Because mercy is not only something you ask from Allah, it is something He asks you to show yourself. But after you rest, rise again. That rising, no matter how small, is worship. You see, when the Qur'an promises that Allah does not burden a soul beyond its capacity, it does not say the burden will feel light. It simply says you will endure. Sometimes, the capacity is not the ability to change the situation, but the ability to remain steadfast within it. Sometimes the miracle is not that the mountain moves, but that you climb it. And when you reach the summit, you will look back and realize the mountain was never there to stop you. It was there to build you. I once visited a rehabilitation center where patients relearn to walk after severe injury. The first steps were painful, trembling, unstable. But each step awakened strength, muscle memory, hope. And do you know what the therapist kept repeating? The struggle is the signal of progress. In life, the struggle is not proof that you are failing. It is proof you are growing. If you feel stretched, heavy, uncertain, it means you are moving. You are evolving. You are stepping into capacity you never knew you had. Pain has a way of humbling us, of stripping away illusions, of reminding us that reliance on Allah is not weakness. It is the deepest human strength. And in the moment when you think you cannot carry the weight, Allah sends support. Sometimes through people, sometimes through opportunities, sometimes through a sudden peace that you cannot explain. That peace is not random. It is divine reassurance. It is a whisper from the heavens saying, "I see you. I am with you. Keep going." So look at your life right now. The burdens you carry, the questions you wrestle with, the nights you stood awake searching for answers or comfort. You are not in that space because Allah abandoned you. You are in that space because He believes in the strength He placed within you. You are walking a path designed specifically for your growth, your purification, your elevation. It may be steep, but it is sacred. And one day, you will look back and say, "I did not know I could survive that." But you did, because Allah knew you could. And every tear that fell, every prayer you whispered in exhaustion, every moment you held yourself together when you felt like falling apart, it counted. Nothing was unnoticed. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. Your journey is not about being unbreakable. It is about discovering that even when you bend, even when you feel close to breaking, Allah holds you together. Capacity is not the absence of struggle. Capacity is the divine gift to endure it, to outgrow it, to transcend it. Do not rush your story. Beautiful things take time. Strong souls take time. Every moment of pressure is shaping you for a future you cannot yet see. So keep your heart soft. Keep your faith firm. Keep your hope alive. You are being molded, strengthened, refined by the hands of the Most Merciful. And the day will come when the burden lifts and the wisdom shines through and you realize this truth. Allah never burdened you to break you, but to build you into the person you were meant to become. And when that day arrives, when relief finally meets you, you will feel a gratitude deeper than anything comfort could have ever given you. Because the ones who crawl through valleys appreciate the sunrise in a way those who never struggled never will. The ones who have been tested walk with humility, speak with gentleness, love with sincerity, and trust with certainty. They emerge not bitter but better, not hardened but illuminated, not defeated but transformed. Hold on to that promise. The one who created you knows your strength better than you do. And one day you will thank him not only for what he gave, but for what he withheld, for the nights he kept you awake, for the pain that purified you, for the doors that closed so a greater door could open. Because every hardship you are facing contains within it a gift of capacity, a gift of growth, a gift of elevation. And you will stand stronger, not because life was gentle, but because Allah was with you in every storm. Stop due to length. Reply. Continue. Once more, and I will finish the keynote exactly from here with a strong closing. And as you reflect on your journey, the moments you stood firm and the moments you shook, the days you felt powerful, and the days you whispered your faith through trembling breath, realize this: every chapter was sacred. Every season had purpose. Even the confusion, even the waiting, even the hardship you never asked for. Life is not meant to be a straight line of comfort. It is meant to be a divine curriculum of the soul. Your trials were your teachers. Your tears were the water that softened your heart so wisdom could take root. Your endurance was your testimony, the proof that faith, when held sincerely, can carry the human being through anything. I want you to do something right now. Think of one moment in your life when you truly believed you were at your limit. Maybe it was grief. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was heartbreak, illness, financial pressure, loneliness. Remember how heavy it felt. Remember how unsure you were that you could take another step. And then look at yourself now, seated here, listening, living, breathing, surviving. You outlived moments you thought would break you. You walked through nights you thought would swallow you. You came out of storms you thought you would never escape. That was not luck. That was not chance. That was capacity. Capacity Allah wrote into your soul long before you faced the trial. Sometimes we forget who carried us before, and so we panic when the next wave arrives. But every wave that touches you is perfectly measured. Just like the ocean never overwhelms the shore beyond what the shore can shape, your tests come in divine proportion. You face exactly what your future requires. You are being sculpted by mercy disguised as difficulty. And one day, when you stand in the life Allah is preparing for you, a life with deeper faith, clearer vision, stronger heart, and greater purpose, you will say, if that trial did not come, I would never have found this strength. I would never have learned this prayer. I would never have discovered this version of myself. The mind, when tested, expands. The heart, when stretched, grows. The spirit, when challenged, ascends. And each time you rose again, something magnificent happened inside you. A quiet, sacred evolution. You became more grounded, more compassionate, more aware of the one who never left your side. That is spiritual neuroscience, the alignment between divine design and human resilience. So the next time life feels heavy, do not say, why me? Say, guide me. Do not say, I cannot. Say, with you I can. Do not say, this is the end. Say, this is the beginning of a new strength. For every test carries a message. You were made for more than you think, and Allah knows it even when you forget. You are not meant to glide through life untouched. You are meant to rise through life refined. And in your rising, you become a light for others, because nothing inspires a struggling soul like the sight of another human being who made it through. When you survive the fire, you don't just stand stronger. You carry warmth for others who are still in their cold night of despair. You reassure them not with theory but with presence. If I can stand again, you can too. And in those moments, your life becomes more than life. It becomes guidance. It becomes mercy for others. It becomes proof of Allah's promise walking on earth. So carry your story with pride. Wear your scars like medals. They are not signs of where you fell. They are signs of where you fought. Every scar is a place where Allah healed you. Every healed place is a place where He strengthened you. And every strength you have today will be a bridge for someone else tomorrow. Before we close, I want to speak directly to the heart that is tired, not because it is weak, but because it has been strong for so long. You are seen. You are held. You are carried more than you will ever know. You do not have to pretend to be invincible. You are allowed to seek help, to rest, to breathe, to be human. Strength does not mean never breaking. True strength means breaking and returning to Allah again and again, each time with deeper trust. There is no shame in struggle. There is only sacred growth. So walk out of here today knowing, not thinking, not hoping, but knowing that you have within you enough strength for today, enough resilience for tomorrow, and enough divine support for every moment in between. You were not created fragile. You were created capable. And every time life stretches you, it is not to punish you. It is to reveal the depth of your capacity, the power of your faith, and the closeness of your Creator. And when you face the next test, as we all inevitably do, hold this truth in your heart. You will not walk into it alone. You will not carry it alone. And you will not emerge from it unchanged. You will rise from it by Allah's grace, wiser, stronger, more compassionate, more complete. For hardship is not the end of your story. It is the chapter where your strength is born. May your heart never forget the promise that carried you here. Allah will never burden you beyond your capacity. And may you walk forward not with fear, but with dignity, knowing that you are equipped, you are supported, and you are destined to grow through every moment written for you. Stand in your life with courage. Stand in your faith with certainty. Stand in your trials with trust. Your story is not one of defeat. It is one of divine strength. And as long as Allah is with you, there is nothing in this world that can overcome you. Thank you.